Hello everyone, I'm super happy to introduce a new release of Open Mercato 0.4.3 that introduced quite a lot of significant updates and new features. But let me start with something which is also super important and clearly visible in the last couple of weeks. New contributors, a lot of new contributors coming to the project, starting the first pull requests. I would like to thank very much to Maciej Gren, who posted like POS specification. We discussed quite a lot about it, and it's really nice. Also to 300 Codes Agency for the catalog content localization spec. Great job. It was second iteration. Patryk Lewczuk worked on this as well, and they achieved I would say optimal version how this feature should work. Also I would like to show the appreciation to Karol Kozer for some fixes, first contribution, to Wojtek Sapiechowski, who raised some new issues and fixed some of them, and working on some new features as well. So this is great job. Guys, we are super inviting. We are super happy, super helpful for you to join. So go to our Discord, go to our GitHub, start working on whatever you like. We have quite a lot of new features waiting for specifications first and then implementation. We also have some features already specified. So we invite you everyone to join us in the project. Thank you very much once again for new contributors. Let me go through all the other changes we have in this release, because as I said before, the release is pretty solid. So Patryk Andrzejewski did a tremendous job working on new command called create-mercato-app, and if you go to our readme, you can see how you're gonna use it. You do something like create-mercato-app, the name of your application simply uses the npm packages and our template code to initialize this application. Why this is so useful? Because you have your own repository. You are not contributing to the core in this case. You are simply building the customizations on top of Open Mercato, which is great because you are not touching the core. So it's very easy to update, very easy to work on what matters for you. You can also use the eject command, which is very cool because you can eject some modules. Like you need to make some changes to sales, you eject sales, to currencies, you eject currencies. You modify only this, what matters for you. So this is what we said before, like you get this 80% done, 20% is what matters to you, what you customize. So please test it, give us our feedback, because it's like initial release of this feature. Probably need some fine-tuning, but I will record, or maybe Patryk will record a video how to use it next week. So go on and test it. This is really cool. Then we introduce our version history system, something we have pretty solid foundations for, but was not like put in the front of the users as it should before. So in every kind of record you have in Open Mercato, it's a system-wide feature, so you don't need to do anything to enable it. It's just there. So you have this clock icon, and full history will change between the edits, and if you even change some like activity or maybe addresses or nodes, if you change anything like related to the main record, example change, save it, it should be right here. Very complex feature. By this implementation I also implemented some optimizations. So in general is improve how the comments works and undo features works, and further changes and refactoring are on the way. In general, this release is very much about the quality of the software, and you can also see it in the number of fixes we have. It's quite long, but also the specs and documentation. We went like spec-driven development 100%. We even created a skills, AI skills for creating new specifications. So when you go to this AI folder, you have this is the list of the specs, of course. One second, this is the develop branch. Yeah, you can see we have quite solid list of specs. So it's like ERP system building up on your like in front of you, so you can check what other features will be implemented by looking at the specs. But also we have this skills, and feel free to test all the skills we have. Like we have skills for code review, we have skill for updating the AGENTS.md, for writing the spec. This is quite important. If you like to work on some new feature, test this skill. How to install it is very simple, because we have just one single script. So you do yarn install skills, and it would be just symlink it to your codecs and cloud folders, and then you can use it. So please feel invited. Give us your feedback on how those skills work. Maybe you need some other skills as well. It's good idea for contributions. So that's really cool. Patryk Lewczuk did a great job refactoring our AGENTS.md and how it works. He really took some really deep research on how to optimize and make those instructions in AGENTS.md effective. And the result of his works is that we have right now this AGENTS.md refactored in something we called like task router. So the file is pretty short, and then the LLM can go into details for sub agents, which makes it way more optimal and way more contextualized, I would say. So the chance it's following the rules and guardrails increase like crazy with this attitude, and we need to optimize it, and we need to keep it like optimized for the scale of Open Mercato as it is right now. It's pretty, pretty huge enterprise app, and still with this optimization it works really great. So Patryk Lewczuk, huge thanks, great job. Then we have, what else we have? We have really cool mobile improvements made by Maciej Gren. Right now, when you scale screen to mobile, you can see that everything fits, no glitches, even on very complex screens like this one or maybe this one, everything fits. So great job. Thank you for this update. Mobile views are very important, so I'm super happy we finally have this optimized. We also, like Maciej, also reorganized this sidebar. So when you go to Open Mercato backend and click settings, you can see that we have something like similar on iPad or something. So you get into settings, we can define multiple sub sidebars which optimize the number of items we have here in the sidebar, and the number of items which is growing with every release. So this is also very important optimization. And by the way, this one was raised by this ABSI feedback widget. So somebody just wrote to us like using this feedback widget on the demo instance. And if you feel we need to change something, optimize something, and you have any feature idea, you also can use this feature, or just simply raise the GitHub issues. Both ways works, and we respond to both of them. So I'm super happy that somebody finally used this feature. The other important update is Windows build and compatibility that was contributed by Kamil Górski. Great job. A lot of small tweaks that makes Open Mercato finally working fine on Windows, but also it works really cool on Windows on the Docker. So Docker is probably I would say suggested way to develop Open Mercato on Windows, contributed by Tomasz Sawarzyński, and you can check the all the details in the docs, openmercato.com. Here is everything you need to set up dev mode, production mode, or even VPS. This is, by the way, a cool video made by Mateusz Staniaszek, showing how to set up a Hetzner-based VPS with Deploy and Open Mercato. So if you like to run it in your company or just for fun on some server, finally it's very well described, and by the way, pretty simple. So go on and test it, no problem. What else do we have? We have quite a lot of fixes. I won't be going through all of them, but you can check in the release notes. We have some cool new features planned. For example, two-factor authentication. I also specify some optimizations and I would say like safety improvement for transactions and comments. Happy to hear your feedback on. By the way, we also have like open bounty programs for two things. Like first is security review and hardening challenge. Like we are doing like code QL based optimization and code review with every release, but I also created kind of like map of the areas that would be great if somebody can look at and check, and if something is to be improved there regarding security, please simply raise an issue or maybe just fix it and raise a pull request with this. And then we have also a bounty for optimizations, and we are aiming for don't repeat yourself rule mostly in this case. So if you find any code duplication or something that's like this, you can see that there is a comment suggesting we can improve how the custom fields are handled to avoid code duplication. Just raise an issue or maybe just fix it. We already have some hits to this bounty, like some fixes. It's going well. Yeah, that's also our focus. So the last thing I would like to say and tell you about is probably the integration test. This is also regarding quality. We already have specs for it. We need to implement it. So the idea is that we're gonna have like full coverage by the end-to-end integration testing using Playwright. I'm super happy about this feature. I think we are needing it badly. So we'll be there in some next releases, maybe not the next one exactly, but maybe like in 2 releases, something like that. The cool thing about it is that the test will be generated by AI, but run simply by CI. So no using any tokens, just executing the Playwright scenarios. Okay, guys, I think that's it. That's all for today. Go to our GitHub, give us a star if you haven't yet. Test dev 0.4.3. Check the demo, check the docs, and be with us because we are just getting started and new releases are coming soon. Thank you very much, guys. See you. Bye bye.